important.
Go live. There we go. Let's hit that button. Well, I think we're live. So, welcome back, people. Not all here this week, unfortunately. Michael couldn't make it. So we are down Eric, unfortunately. However, we had an interesting session last week. I thought it was interesting. You guys just finished up a feast. Well, not even finished up a feast. You were in the process of having a feast with Ingvar, the kind of pseudo-ruler of the Dwarven Kingdom. And during this feast, he decided to proclaim himself a real ruler. He stood up, he ate some... He took a chunk out of the heart of the Melangor. Had a whole speech about how he was proclaiming himself to be a real king. And at that point, there was some shapeshifters, some demonic shapeshifters amongst the crowd and the catering staff, which transformed into their presumably original form and kidnapped the king by devouring him and trying to run off under the guise of being invisible. At about this same time, there was an attack upon the town of Rulem from a ship that was recognised quite easily enough by some members of the party. A legendary ship from the demons called the Hell's Gate, which is the ship that you found on the notes up in the encampment in the mountains, which is the one that was leading the raids up that were trying to bust some people out of jail. So you went out, you kind of defended a little bit. You discovered that this attack was a bit of a ruse, as they were just trying to distract the defenders so that they could extricate King Ingvar, on the opposite side of the city to the attack, which you guys managed to put a stop to quite effectively because you all have incredibly good perception skills. And at this point, you sailed out to the Hell's Gate, and you had a little bit of ship combat that ended up with just two ships standing next to each other, and you guys had a bit of a fight. You've killed the captain, and there are a handful of demons left on the ship, not very many. And we just ended last session after you took down the captain, Koros. So, where would you like to begin? You guys can see on the map. We have a map of Hell's Gate, which you can take a look at if you would like. To give you a bit of an idea of what the ship looks like, it's just be along the top of your screen. It's a big demonic ship. The hull's made of metal, spikes everywhere. It's got cannons lining the sides. These cannons aren't like your regular cannons. They seem to be somewhat fused with the hull of the ship itself. When the cannons were moving and taking aim, it's like the metal was kind of bending with it. And out the front of the ship were some cages that were dangling kind of like half in, half out of the water that were filled with carcasses of humanoids that were kind of relatively recent, but almost stripped to the bone, as it was kind of trailing them along in the water behind it, trailing kind of like blood and stuff in the water that was kind of whipping up some demonic beasts that were kind of underneath it in the ocean into a frenzy, making it quite dangerous if you were to perhaps fall in the water, but luckily none of you did. Yeah, there's a table in the middle with some sort of experiments going on. There's a sword, there's a large red object in the middle of it, some gold lying around, what looks to be some torture racks, and at the moment you guys are all just in the middle of the ship, having just killed Koros. The Vorzarak was unleashed by Janus to try and crush some people, which was awesome. And at the back of the ship there is this large furnace-like structure that's got a couple of piles of dead bodies next to it, and the only thing that's left are two spine devils. One spine devil, however, managed to escape into, you can see on the map, there is a portal-like structure, which is kind of where you would expect on a normal ship. It's usually where kind of the doorway to the lower decks would be. However, on this ship, it is a purple shimmering portal that looks like it leads into space itself. So, how you can be wherever you want, really. We're not really in initiative right now, as the two spine devils are nothing to you guys. So, what are you guys gonna do?
How does the spine devil in the top right of the ship
look at the moment? Is he like scared, or is he worried, or?
So that particular spine devil is just kind of hovering with his little pitchfork in his hand. Give me an insight check. It's quite hard to read the facial expressions of demons. You're used to just plunging a sword through their belly and leaving it at that.
Most of the time. I got a 5.
A 5? Well, he looks pretty normal, really. He's just kind of chilling. He doesn't look like he's going to come towards you, but he doesn't look like he's got anywhere else to go. So he's kind of maybe a bit confused at the moment.
Alrighty.
In which case you have in front of you guys there's the corpse of Koros. He was effectively a chain devil, so there's just a bunch of chains that were wrapped around him, kind of piled up on the floor. I can show the art again because you weren't here to see it last week. Let's open that folder with all the demon guys in it and show this one. There you go. That's Koros, General of the Seas. He was not really that formidable of an opponent, all things considered.
I'm gutted.
His chains were incredibly formidable. They had a tendency to shred pretty much anything that they wandered toward.
Yes, so as you weren't here last week, during the course of the battle, Koros himself was not particularly good. He didn't really do much. However, his chains he could use to create constructs effectively. He summoned a chain-like golem, and he kind of like threw his chains out, and it took the form of a chain golem. But he threw some more chains out that took the form of a chain war horse, which he started riding at the very end. But all in all, you guys didn't have to hit him very much for him to die. He was not particularly strong once you caught up to him. So yeah, we'll just, as I said, no initiative here. What's the plan?
I'm gonna go to the table with the sword in it, but I'm gonna keep my eyes trained on the spine devil.
Okay, go for it. As I said, right of initiative, so you guys can do whatever you want.
I'm gonna go take a look at the portal again. Just gonna wander over to it. Kind of, just sort of clutching various wounds. Be like, so how does this thing work?
Go for it. So
looking at the runes around the outside, assuming that
yes.
It's a portal.
Last week, there was a bit of a mishap with being grappled. However, when you saw the spine devil go through the portal, you would have seen it also disappear the instant its fingers touched the shimmering kind of magicalness. So you would be aware that touching the portal itself would presumably instantly teleport you away.
Yeah, Velos is just sort of running his fingers along the outside, just sort of tapping the air in front of it, just as a sort of this.
Okay.
It's not touching it yet.
Okay.
Point of curiosity, how hurt is everybody? Because if this might be something I can do.
I'm on 8.
I will help people because clearly he spent the last however long it took for fighting just zoning out in the corner. I'm going to be
at this point, Avelios hops over from I don't know. Beleric hops over from Avelios' ship and is just like, so what did I miss?
What did I miss?
I guess you're all kind of worn out from all the dancing and partying. Perhaps you took a rest down below decks or something like that.
Absolutely is what occurred, yeah.
Oh yeah, I almost turned into Bellum on the ship as well.
You did, very briefly.
Yeah.
How many people are hurt? Like, if I heal up Eric and Wilston, will that be appreciated?
Wilson, yes. Eric is... he's only missing 12 health.
Okay, he's fine.
Eric is missing the same amount of health that I have left. Cool.
I'm somehow just over half hit points, so I need some help as well. Don't know how that happened.
That would have been from the fight previously.
Of course.
There was no rest in between the fight at the ball and you guys sailing out to this ship. So currently Hell's Gate is about 600 to 800 feet off the shore of off the port of Rulem. It was simply laying down cannon fire as it sent some demons on shore as kind of like a distraction technique. So you guys are quite close to Rulem itself. Ingvar is currently below deck in Avelios' ship. Was unconscious last time you saw him, but that's kind of a rundown of what's going on at the moment.
I'm sure he's fine. Cool. I'll do a mass healing word then. We'll go at 4th level because I'm really generous.
In the meantime, Avelios, what are you looking at on this portal specifically? Are you trying to do like an arcana, or are you trying to maybe read what the runes might say? What particularly are you trying to do? Because it'll be a different role.
Yeah,
Depending.
the running inscription, like, I don't know a massive amount about portals. I'm not like conjurer, but just kind of looking to see if there's any sigils I recognize or anything that might be, linked to a specific place. I'm aware that teleportation circles have specific sequences. See if there's anything like that I can.
In that case, that will probably be a history check then, if you're trying to kind of go
Okie
along the
dokie.
rune side of things, recognizing particular runes.
Yep. Hey, that's an 8.
An 8. Well, demonic runes are very much different to the runes of humanoids. However, you do spot maybe 1, 2, or 3. We'll say there's 2, kind of like right next to each other, right at the top in the center. That you do recognize them. They're something that you've seen before, but you can't quite kind of put the image to what it means or what they are.
Okay.
Yes, that's 10 points of healing for everyone from a lovely mass healing word.
Ooh, spicy. Thank you very much.
Yes. Janus, as you kind of walk over to this table, the Spine Devil kind of reaffirms its grip on its trident. And
Fireball.
Okay, go for it.
And Tim.
No chances here.
An 8.
Maybe an 8.
Okay. In that case, we'll go into an initiative with just you two for now. Don't really think anyone else needs to join the initiative. You can if you want. It's up to you guys.
Squash him like a bug.
Well, you're
I am
first.
looking at runes.
Fair enough.
And I.
Your rage will have ended and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. Would that firebolt count as the surprise, or?
yeah, that was just a surprise round because he wasn't
Okay.
ready to attack you yet. So now we're in initiative and it's your turn.
16
Oh, hits
and a 21.
Nice.
21 and 21.
Well, after the first hit, the fireball kind of scorched away his wings, and the next strike kind of completely cleanly cut in half. And the 2 halves kind of like flop to the floor, covering this pile of gold there in some demonic ichor. And at
That was
this
easy
point,
enough.
the Spine Devil up here will kind of realise that he's probably not going to get away with his life. And it's be his turn. So, I mean, none of you can really see it, but you all hear a kind of a hellish scream. And then, quite abruptly, the scream is cut off.
Huh.
And at this point, the ship jerks forward ever so slightly. So if we can all have a dex save.
I have danger sense.
However, you did not see this coming.
I still got 13 anyway.
That 20. Boy's been doing nothing all day, and he's like, I'm on it.
23.
Okay, so what would it have been without an advantage, Janus?
9. Oh,
it'd
yeah,
have been a
9.
12.
Wait.
Would have been a 12.
Yeah.
So both
Wait,
of you...
dex save.
Yeah.
You beat Avelios.
No, 23. Oh, wait,
I got
what was your
26.
total? Damn.
And in that case, then, you were caught quite unexpectedly by the ship. It suddenly kind of like jerks forward, maybe 10 or 15 feet in the water. But you guys all managed to kind of stay stable-footed as you've all been on a ship for quite a while over the past couple of weeks with Avelios' ship and battles on the ocean. You guys managed to stay stood upright.
then want to look at this table and what's on it, if that's all right.
Okay, so on this table, particularly, there is, as I said, there is a large red object. It looks like maybe some sort of egg or a chiseled stone. It's not. It doesn't look like a gem. It's not like kind of crystal-like in nature. It is, yeah, more like some sort of rock. And then next to it, there is a sword. This sword itself is kind of looks like it's made out of metal. It's grey, but it's not shiny grey. It's weird. It's not something you've seen before. It's shaped like a gladius, so it's got no guard really. It's just kind of like a handle with a blade stuck out the front of it, and it's etched with skulls all over the blade. And it's lying on the table, along with a couple of skeletons that are chained to it, and there's blood all over this table that's made out of bones.
50.
Can I investigate the sword?
Sure thing. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna kind of like pick it up, run my hand over it and everything, and just like try and gauge what this sword's meant to do. Like, is it magical in nature or anything like that?
Okay. I think this would probably be, for this campaign, it would be a nature check, because nature checks are for demons, because demons are quite a prevalent part of nature.
I got a 10.
The 10, it's definitely some sort of magical sword. It doesn't look like it's for combat specifically. You can't really determine much more than that. It might be like a torture instrument or a decorative piece. You can't quite decide. What's everyone else doing?
Has anybody? Right, I'm gonna do it. Has anybody checked out the body yet of Mr. Koros?
No, they have not.
On it, everyone's avoided it, and
He's his corpse is currently lying kind of like face first on the floor. His back has been flayed open, by his own chains, in fact. As it was pretty cool, actually. So the chain golem he summoned, he had like a whip chain that was kind of like a constant, basically like a blade swarm around him. It did a fuck ton of damage, and Wilston knocked him back into Koros, which killed him.
God.
So yeah, his back's filleted open, there's blood all over the place, and there's just piles of chains surrounding him.
in which case I'd like to try and find, like you said that there were bones and stuff on this table. I'll pick up like a femur and try and roll him over a bit, and
Yeah, go for it.
just prod him a bit. I'd like to check firstly whether, like Jaggerath, he's actually still kicking. Just not yet.
He's on my belt. You can have a little look.
Oh yeah, I want to see if he's actually dead, and also if there's anything in his pockets.
Okay. Yeah, you can make a medicine check if you want. Medicine and an investigation, you can just go for that one.
Okay. So medicine is another nat 20.
Medicine.
Dice is here to stay. Either that or it's going to fail me miserably next time.
Okay.
So that's 24.
Lovely. He is definitely dead. However, from
Great,
what you
love
know
that.
of demons, the higher ranked ones tend to not stay dead for a while. From what you've kind of heard over the course of your journeys together, they will re-alive themselves in hell at some point. But they don't. His body's not going to come back alive, from what you can tell. With an investigation, he himself is naked apart from the chains that he wears around himself. That is the only item that he has.
No, like flesh pockets like the other guy had.
Not on this one, no.
Okay, great.
Sadly
That's
not.
really reassuring, actually.
He
Good to know.
Yeah, he's only wearing the chains. That's the only thing that he has upon him. And as you're kind of moving them around, they are exceedingly heavy. And with
They,
your
like,
what was your investigation?
This dice is here to stay, my boys. Like, this is great. Um, 19.
19. And you can tell just by kind of moving them that these chains are definitely magical in nature, just because they are way heavier than chains of this size should be. And
They like
have some
attached
engravings
to
on them.
him.
They're not. They are simply wrapped around his body.
I try and like get one.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not the strongest of people, but I'll try.
Yeah, you can pick one up.
Cool. Yeah, I just want one souvenir. If it's a bit gory, I might like just kind of hold it by the side of me.
It
but
is slightly gory, yes.
I'll hold it at a distance. No, I won't. I'll press to digitate it. There we go.
Oh, lovely.
Cool.
Evelios? Everyone else? What's everyone else do?
I'm going to stow away the sword for now,
Mhm.
and I want to look at this weird rock thing.
Yes.
I'm going to like pick it up and be like, "What the hell is this?"
Mm-hmm.
And then, can I investigate it again?
You definitely can. However, I will tell you that this specific item, there's no point rolling because you cannot determine anything about it through normal means.
Ooh.
So I will save you clicking the button.
Okay then.
Yeah,
How big is it?
It is pretty much the same size that it is on the map in comparison to your character. It's about 4 foot long by maybe 2.5 foot wide. It's an oval shape.
I'm gonna kind of like hold it.
It's shaped like an egg.
I'm gonna kind of like hold it.
Mm-hmm.
Turn to
As you-
Evelios.
As you're holding it, you can feel that it is emitting a constant kind of heat around it. A little bit like the Ember Titan that you've got, the Vorzarak, but the heat he's emitting is coming from the top of the ship. The heat this egg is emitting is definitely coming from the egg, and it is hotter than what the Vorzarak is doing.
Jonas is just gonna hug it. He's gonna stay warm. He's just gonna
Okay,
like hug it.
It's more than warm.
It's more than warm.
Yes. You can tell that if you're going to hold it for a prolonged period of time, it will start to hurt.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna transport it quickly onto Evelios' ship.
Go for it.
Don't place it anywhere.
It'll be
Wooden.
fine. It'll be fine.
A lot of gunpowder on that ship.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'll deal with that later.
I'll find like a place on the ship to like nest it.
Yeah, go for it.
As you're doing that, if I was just gonna look up from like the portal and be like, could you take back your demon with that stone that you have? Because it's kind of in the way. There's something underneath that.
Can I even do that right now?
Yes, you can reclaim it whenever you want,
I will claim that on my way up.
but you can only
Summon
resummon
it
the
once.
Vorzarak once a day. Yes, but you can pick him back up whenever you would like.
I'll pick him back up on the way out.
Okay, so as you walk up to the top of the ship to pick him up, what's your passive perception?
It is 14.
Okay. Maybe not passive perception. What's your passive survival?
Oh no.
That's just a 10.
That's just a 10. Okay.
That is a terrifying quest.
What's everyone else's passive survival? Actually,
How do you know your passives? How do I work this out?
It'll just be
10
in the
plus your
brackets on the
bonus.
right. Yeah,
Plus bonus.
10.
10 for you.
How am I surviving this far? 14.
14.
How am I the best at this?
Well, in
Like that
fact-
seems wrong.
This might not work too well with the narrative we've gone for, but Beleric, you are kind of taking a very backseat job in this fight, and as you've kind of been walking around, you've been thinking about it, kind of remembering the course of the battle.
Comes back in a flashback.
Yeah, and you remember, in fact, that there should have been at least one more bearded devil. In particular, there was one bearded devil who was manning the wheel who was shot with a crossbow bolt who was not killed and is nowhere to be found at the moment. And it's about this time that Janus, you're kind of like up by the throne that Chorus was sitting in, by the wheel, and you kind of notice out the corner of your eye one of the piles of bodies next to the furnace is moving slightly. You see maybe one of the hands from one of the dead people kind of like flips down but it hasn't been, you know, like nudged in any way. So something's moved it.
Okay. I'm gonna. Don't know where I am. I don't know where the body was.
You don't need to move on the map at all. You can. It's just there
Cool.
for kind of reference, really. You don't need to move
Um,
yourself.
In which case, I'll kind of meander up with like next to Janus now that it's not really hot up there.
I'm
I'm gonna
wandering
kind of
along too.
poke at it with my foot and give it a bit of a prod and be like, "You see that?"
Janus is just going to stab the body apart.
Is it cool?
Really quickly retract my foot.
It is a. It's a large pile of corpses. There's maybe 40 or 50 piles of bodies in this one pile alone.
Stab, stab, stab.
Okay, so you can go.
That's a lot of corpse.
You can go for a stab.
Yeah.
Roll one attack.
One attack, okay.
Yes. Okay. That's a natural 20. Roll your damage.
41.
Oof. So you stab into the pile of bodies. This is with your normal sword, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And you hear a scream. A very loud scream. Quite deep voice. And it kind of, the scream is quickly cut off as it turns into stop, 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 stop. And the pile of bodies is moved by a hand that is covered in burns. And you see, lying amongst the bodies is a bearded devil. And the one that looks like the guy who was sailing the ship. He looks a little bit like this. He's got a little bit different armor on. And he is bleeding profusely now as he's lying in the pile of bodies. And yeah, he's kind of like lying back against the pile. He doesn't have any weapons on him at the all of the others have glaives and such, but you can't see a weapon on this guy. He's kind of lying there, like hand kind of like he's put it out in front of his face, and he just looks exceedingly tired and beaten up.
I'm gonna point the tip of my sword at his throat.
Before Janus can stab him, because I know it's there.
I'm not gonna stab him yet. I'm just like threatening him.
Okay, I'm gonna hold up a hand to Janus and be like and kind of squat down, kind of like kneel next to him, and be like, "Why would we stop?"
Stop. I am the controller of the ship. You need me. You need me. He's breathing heavily.
You need to think of some better arguments, my friend. He's very good with his sword, very quick too.
Look. And he points at the wheel of the ship.
I wander over and take a look at it.
You can do just a real quick investigation.
Sure thing, boss. I investigate so well. Oh, all of the investigating. That's a 13.
13. So you look at the wheel, and it's made of the same wood as the floor of the ship. And as you're kind of like looking around, that you see, I don't know the term for this, but you know, there's always like the bit that connects the wheel to the floor.
Mhm.
Yeah, you see, kind of at the base of this, there is a long strand of hair that seems to be fused with this part of the ship that's trailing along the floor into the pile of bodies. You can't quite see where it goes from there, but presumably it is linked to this bearded devil that's lying amongst the pile of bodies.
Is he speaking?
He's speaking in common.
Okay.
I have been on approximately one ship in my life. You're going to have to explain to me why this is important and why I should care.
I only use the ship. Only me can use the ship. It is my ship. You're not demons. You can't use the ship.
You sure?
I know all about the ship.
Ivelos is going to squat down in front of him, wander over, and be like, "Why you?"
I picked the longest straw.
Insight check. And he's-
Go for it.
Meanwhile, Janus is also going to squat down.
I assume you're bending your arm as you do that, so you're not plunging the sword into
Yeah.
his neck.
14 plus 10. 24.
24. He
My rolls are
seems
incredible today. I've clearly come back with a bang.
Yeah, definitely. He seems more focused on being terrified and trying to stay alive. It doesn't really look like he's replying quickly. It doesn't look like he really has the time to think on his feet. He's speaking very broken common, and he's just trying his best to get the words out.
I'm going to reach forward and just kind of
Kind of
let my hand
flinches as you do.
rest. I'm going to press for it. Rest against his cheek, and I'm going to go. You need to understand that there are far worse things than death. Tell me the truth now.
He nods.
Why should I keep you alive?
I can move the ship for you. It's going to be your ship. I will be yours. Everyone's.
Doesn't sound very loyal of you.
I'm very loyal. Loyal to
He
strong
says,
people.
planning.
I
So-
respect that.
I mean, they do say pick your battle, but
I am simple demon.
Evidently.
I have not killed humans. No. Or dwarves, or none of them things. No.
But you control the ship with controls, the cannons.
Yes. Yes, I do. You need me.
What happens if I cut this thread?
Well, I can't walk as far away from the wheel.
I look up to Jameson. What do we reckon? Need him.
Yes,
demon.
yes. You do. You need me.
Can't be, he can't be trusted. He's firing those cannons at the city. He claims he hasn't killed anyone, but he clearly has.
Ivelos is going to wander back to the wheel and just sort of pick up the edge of the hair and pull one of the vials of acid out of his pouches. And just sort of stand there and just sort of pop the cork open and just hold it there and just see what he does.
He's just looking at Beleric and Janus right now. He's not really paying much attention to you.
I'm going to give the hair a tug.
He kind of like looks over at you.
Would this do much to you?
What is it?
My dear boy, do you not recognize acid? Corrosive?
Velios,
kinda
he's
thinks
just
for a
admitted he's
second.
simple.
Do you know demon word? And he points at what you've got in your hand.
Beleric, do you speak this language? I'm not one. Infernal.
No.
Where's
Translate.
Eric?
Eric does.
Eric does. And he'll shout up the demon word for acid to you, I imagine. My hair will melt.
Will that do anything to you?
No. Hair will be shorter.
Will you still be able to control the ship?
If I put my hair back.
I see.
But you need me. I know lots. I know lots of stuff. Yes.
Oh,
Lots
now
of
this is
stuff.
interesting. This is
What do
very
you know?
interesting.
I said so. Yes, I did. I know lots. Yes.
Plots,
I,
tell me something interesting. Tell me something that you think I wouldn't know.
Oh, my name is Morglin. And he smiles slightly.
I've not heard of you.
So I win. You keep me alive. It was something you did not know.
That wasn't my deal.
Um,
I make deals with idiots.
Hey,
I want to pull out the sword that I found on the table and then ask him, "Do you recognize this sword? What does it do?"
he nods vigorously and his eyes go a little bit wider as he's looking at it. I know. Yes, I know.
What does it do?
It, he starts kind of like fidgeting slightly and he starts like picking at the wood with one of his hands, looking at the deck of the ship. It, doesn't
gonna
look like
put
it's
the-
going to answer.
I'm gonna put like the sword tip at his throat and like lift his head up to make him look directly me in the eyes and ask him, "What does it do?"
Are you doing an intimidation?
Yeah, I'll try.
Go for it.
I got a -3 to this.
Will
On
absolutely
11.
help if I can.
Oh,
By kind of moving
Well,
my hand down to his throat again and
it's,
just be like, tell him.
It's fine. He's already terrified. An 11 is enough, because he rolled lower than that. It had, he kind of like moves his hand away from where he was scratching at the deck of the ship. It's keep people alive when you are stabbing them. Yeah. Please don't.
Looks like we don't need to kill you then, doesn't it?
It does kill if you use it a lot.
We'll be careful.
A little. If you use it a little, barely any could kill me.
Very careful.
Yes.
Did anyone bring the sword up here?
I've got it right here.
And Jonas has it in his hand.
I borrow that.
There you go.
I'm gonna stab it right into his thigh.
Okay, do you want to roll an attack? This is just a
I miss. This is
dexterity
gonna be great.
or strength. You have an advantage because he's prone and restrained / grappled. So, I mean, probably it's an automatic hit, really.
Imagine if he gets in that 20.
It's not. Dexterity was a 13.
It's just enough to hit his armor class. Roll me a d6 plus your dex mod. D8, sorry.
7.
7? Okay. And you plunge the sword into his leg. And he stays alive, but it definitely does cause some damage. His leg is now bleeding. And he kind of
Like it hurt.
Yes, please. No. You need me.
Do I know? Can I roll an Arcana or something to see if anything happens to the sword?
Yeah, medicine or arcana, you can try one of those things.
Both the same, so I'm just gonna go Arcana. And that's 20.
Actual 20. It doesn't seem to be doing anything right now. Morglin seems like he is not on the cusp of death quite yet. And from what you said, you imagine, you know, if it doesn't kill someone, maybe they need to be kind of like close to dying for it to do something. Because it hasn't done anything yet.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep it there. And again, just gonna like lean a bit closer to me. Have you ever been to Alerians or know where the king is? I'm just going to ask you because you seem like a sensible person who'd answer me straight.
The king? What king? There's 2 kings now.
Gonna look.
Nice to
Give a
see he
look.
keeps track of current events.
It talk amongst crew.
Did you say something, Hal?
Talk amongst who?
Crew.
Brew. And what do they say?
We're here for another king.
What did you do with the first king? I'm getting really bored of this.
I
Is anybody else getting
did,
bored?
I did not do anything with the first king. He is in.
I don't care what you did. I want to know where he is.
He kind of like looks. He kind of like his eyes go like left and right, and then he looks back at you. He kind of like mumbles something that you can't quite hear.
Speak
I have
up.
to be a little bit louder than that.
They say he's in home. He's at home in Tholgarom.
Wasn't so hard, was it?
No.
All right, I think we've all had enough of this petulant toddler of a
I know more.
Wheelmaker.
I know more. Ask me questions about the ship, about yes, the ship, through the portal. Ask me. But if I tell you these things, I don't want to die.
Neither do I.
What would happen to
happen.
the What would happen to the ship if we killed you?
Well, it would be useless. It would probably go on a rampage. Very dangerous ship.
Give us a reason to trust you.
If you want, you can kill me. Why would you not trust me? You have my soul in your hands.
So what reason do you have to tell the truth if we're going to kill you either way?
But you're not killing me if I tell you the truth.
He's right. Interesting person to talk to, anyway.
I can help you. I'm sure you would like a new ship. It can go very fast. It does not have to use the bodies of humans. It could be animals or demons to go very fast. It's a hungry ship to eat
Can
anything.
Can you get us to your home with this ship?
That portal goes to home, but not an easy way. Not a
So
recommended way.
the portal directly leads us there.
Not direct, but you will be there. You could go through and see. It should not be dangerous. If it's quick.
Is there any way to cure another controller? Are you the only one? And why?
I'm the only one. Because, I'm sorry. I lied about the straw. It was not a straw. I won a contest of strong wills. I have, well, dominated the beast that's in the ship. He's my companion now. I doubt he would listen to others. Nuh-uh. No way.
Orlin, look at me.
You are not a devil. Only
You know
bearded
what happens
devils.
to liars.
I forgot.
You sure?
But I just remembered.
Very, very slightly twist the knife or the sword in his leg.
He screams again.
Sorry. Remember next time.
Yes, I will. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Gage.
Yeah?
Will I know how to acquire more hellish soul stones?
Nope.
Okay.
I can be your other captain. You need a fleet of ships, I'm sure, for something. It will be helpful. I can be your ship's Captain, right-hand man.
Before we decide, tell me something interesting. I've heard of a fellow I believe goes by the name of Ickman the Devious.
Mm-hmm.
How's he doing lately? Still kicking?
I think so. We are different army. Not the same. We don't really. Yeah, not the same. We don't.
Last you
Speak
heard,
much.
where was he?
Well, he fights on the front line.
I see. And is his army still pathetic in comparison to Crusher?
Well, they are same army. So
After they merged?
yes, they have the same army.
Are
I
they
don't know
getting
much
on?
about them. I don't know.
You sure?
I swear on my soul.
Your soul means very little to me, sir.
It means a lot to me.
Well, it means a lot to us. Swears on soul mean a lot to demons, and devils, and fiends. All of us, we abide by a swear on a soul. It's our
Inside
life.
check.
Go for it.
I suppose this fella's heard of the Melangor, has he?
I got a 2.
No, he probably has, as a matter of fact.
Oh, okay. In which case, I'm gonna do a little twirl in my hair because I've got those fangs in there that give me advantage
Yes.
on intimidation. I'll be like, you know, I've killed bigger fish in the sea than you. You should really tell me the truth.
It is the truth.
Actually, that one was on land, just for accuracy's sake.
Kind of like glances between you, and then back at Beleric. Telling truth now. My mind, very clear. I remember everything. Don't worry.
I wasn't worried. Not for me. And I'm going to stand up and just kind of look to James. Knife or sword still very much in this woman's leg.
As
We
he
have
kind of
what we
like
need.
stand up, he's gonna shout out again. I know more. I do know more. I know lots of things. I know lots of people. I grew up in Thulgrim. I grew up in what you people call hell. I grew up there. I know lots of stuff.
How far can you get away from the ship? Do you have to be on it, or
Well, if I cut my hair, I can go wherever I want.
But current,
Well, he's only about 10 foot long.
how strong say your hair is? After
Quite strong, stronger than human hair.
strong enough to hold your weight, would you say?
Give me a. It's not really a deception, but I want to see if he understands what you're saying. So give me a quick deception check, just to see if he kind of
Sure.
gets the gist of what you're saying or not.
6, absolutely not.
Well, he rolled a natural one, so yeah, probably.
Good to know.
I'm gonna take Avelius and Bellerica like slightly away from him, turn our backs to him, do like a little huddle, and whisper in like a low voice, like, right, what should we do with him? I'm thinking we should at least keep him alive for now.
I to know how he controls this. By the sounds of it, this thing is an entity of its own will that you have to subjugate to take control of. He claims that you need to be a demon, but many people have claimed many things. Not all of them are true. So,
But then the demons do work in weird ways.
that is true. Perhaps somebody closer to demonic spirit might be able to. However, Jaina,
Do you want me to whip out Bellum?
no. But if we could perhaps take control of the ship from Fellow, then it's one less loose end that we have to potentially worry about betrayal from.
Alternatively, he is a ticket in and out. Maybe not out, maybe they'll.
Well, but if we can take control of the ship, then we have our own. You know?
I mean, we can always cut his hair and then take him through the portal with us.
Alternatively, I can make myself look like him. I'm sure I can pretend to be the stupid as he is.
But
We
you
really
don't
need
speak.
him.
You don't speak the language, though. Belloc.
That is true. I'm working on it. I've some basic verbs.
But are we saying keep him alive for now?
Well, I would quite like to see if we can't take control of the ship ourselves and be rid of it, but
Maybe try
we aren't
connecting your head.
convinced. Yeah, but I think it's worth a try, although I feel like some magical support would be necessary, although I am incredibly charming. My mental defense is exactly those of a wizard, or indeed our friend Eric. You know, I try to stay clear of mind-altering magics where possible, because they're, quite frankly, terrifying.
Let's ask him if we can find a way to take control of the ship.
Yeah.
And see what happens
You-
if we cut his connection to it.
You,
Said he could
fella.
always bring it back, so.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You turn around and he's just still slumped against the bodies. He hasn't tried to move or anything. He's just still in the same place.
If a non-demon were to try and connect their hair to particular beast that resides with the ship, what would happen, do you think? Take a guess.
He kind of like turns away and goes into like a thinking kind of. He hums a little bit and he goes into like a thinking mood. Probably die.
You sure you're telling the truth?
Yep. Good.
Good.
I think probably die, or at least it would hurt a lot.
I've got 2 lives to spare.
Yes, don't particularly spell them back, do we?
Does the demon react to Bellum?
Give me a perception.
Well, 15.
His eyes have definitely kind of like flickered towards you when you say that, and he goes back into his thinking face, as though he's trying to recall something.
I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Is it a wisdom
Okay.
save? Or is it an intelligence save? Or something
Let
else?
me.
It's a wisdom save, but only if you're prying deeper, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think you get surface
Yeah,
thoughts.
something like that. Pop it into the chat so
Idiot.
I can read it again.
Have I added this? Oh, it doesn't like it. Right. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Sorry, everything is being very slowly.
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Okay. Surface thoughts of the creature. What's most on its mind at the moment is pure terror. Extremely
Fair enough.
afraid. Yeah, that's what's most on its mind at the moment.
You know what? I'll probe deeper. There's nothing here. It's static. Just gonna.
Okay, so this is a wisdom
Push.
save.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know why I'm rolling.
so as you attempt to probe deeper into his thoughts, you hit. So I like to imagine when you detect thoughts, you kind of close your eyes and like you visualize going deep into their mind. You can kind of see their thoughts like images and stuff, and you interpret them from there. So when you probe deep into his mind, you encounter a wall of spikes, fleshy spikes, that is impenetrable. It's immense. It fills your whole vision as you're kind of like stood there in your imagination. It fills from floor to ceiling, up hundreds of feet. You can't see the top of it, you can't see the left of it, and you cannot see the right of it. It doesn't seem to have an end.
Out loud. I'm just going. What are you doing? Let me in.
What?
Let me in. What are you doing?
You are on? There is nowhere in. The portal's down there.
I'm gonna back away from that quite quickly because I don't like that.
There's no in on this ship. Just on.
I'm just gonna kind of look at him a little bit close. Can I insight check as to whether he's doing anything consciously to stop me getting in, or if it was like my spell didn't land?
Okay. Yeah, maybe an Arcana.
Arcana?
Yeah, I think Arcana makes sense for this one.
It's like I've never looked into a demon's mind. That might be totally normal. It's never happened before.
we haven't really spoken to a demon up to this point.
Was so close to an at 20. It rolled away, so it was a 10.
Okay. Well, it's definitely not something you've encountered before. Usually when you kind of see mental defenses of creatures, it's kind of more something that's similar to them as a person. Like perhaps if you tried to delve into Avelios's mind and he rolled well on his save, you would maybe see, you know, like a wall of ships or something blocking you out, or Janus, it might be like large plate mail or something like that. So, yeah, clearly
It's really annoying because I think I've got a feeling Belaric's intelligence is 0, so it's not going to get anywhere. Henry has thoughts, but this is not the point. Okay,
Yeah, you don't
cool,
have to
thank you.
do that if you want. If you want to come up with thoughts, it doesn't matter what your character's intelligence is. I'd love to hear them anyway. But yes, clearly he has some strong connections to large spiky walls of flesh.
Each to their own.
But yes.
Okay.
But yes, please don't kill me. I just want to live. I even was one. I said, we don't need humans for the Hellfire engine. I said we don't need them. But they did not agree with me. It's not even his favourite food. He likes monsters more.
You talking about the ship?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so passive towards humanity?
Well, you have not done anything to me.
Can I insight check?
Yet. Well, before now, at least. Yeah, you can if you want.
Or 14.
He seems to be being quite honest. I think for most of this conversation, you can be pretty confident he's going to be quite truthful. Between Belaric's intimidation and the fact that he probably doesn't have much health points left, he's definitely going to try and be as honest as he can.
Okay.
What is this ship's name, my dear?
This ship is called the Hell's Gate, after the the gate to
Hell.
yes.
Very
name,
imaginative, yes.
Weird word for Thorgrim. Hell is
So
doesn't do justice. No.
it's almost like it was intended to unnerve those of a more humanoid persuasion. But I digress. The essence of the ship, the mind behind it, does it have a name of its own, or is it simply
No.
Hell's Gate?
No, he hasn't got a name. Why not even be a he, really? I don't know. No name.
They control you. Do you control it?
Think of think of like a I don't know how to explain in this language. Think of a
Or of a mutual beneficial partnership?
maybe, I don't know those words, but possibly.
Hold up my hand to him.
He looks at it.
Partnership.
Maybe.
You shake it.
Hold up to Janus to demonstrate.
I shake his hand.
Partnership.
Okay. He holds his
You really can't argue with stupid, can you?
bloody scorched hand out.
I'll shake his hand.
It is like a promise. Bind.
Bind, yes, we are bound, we are friends. Like, blood brothers. Yes, yes.
Blood
I
brothers?
can see.
But, yes.
How does that work? Oh, I want to.
Well, as I said, I showed my strength, and they thought it was good, and accepted a partnership.
Very good.
Yes.
What do you get in exchange for this?
I got lots of souls in payment for my service.
Good deal.
Yes. Not enough to buy anything cool, but I sent a family back home.
Very noble of you.
Mm.
Have a big family back home.
No. Just one.
One?
Yes, one. One.
Child, a spouse.
Small one,
Child.
maybe. My young one. Yes, yes. Yeah, young male. Just one.
Janus will lower his sword, and he just says, "I think we're done with him."
I know more. Can tell
I
you
don't mean killing you.
Oh, thank you.
Well, this is joyful. Feel like there are more interesting things ship to be about than this. Well, this. If you'll all give me 1 second, I would like to take a look at where Koros sat. I think it may yield some interesting things, and then I'd like to have a chat with the ship. You know, seafarer to seafarer. I'm gonna wander over to where Koros sat, that big seat with the circle around it, and see if I can determine if it's magical, what it does, if it's just for ostentatious purposes.
So it's about this time that your first mate will kind of like go up to the top deck of your ship and kind of shout over to you, Velios. Captain, the king's waking up. We can't do anything. Nothing's working to keep him asleep.
Wolves. Also, what the hell? Didn't I tell you to stay on the ship?
Yes, sir.
What the hell were you doing over here?
I was not over there, sir. I'm on the ship.
Yes, but you were on here before.
No, sir.
Do you not? You were.
You're okay, sir.
Janus, did you? You saw him, right?
No, I didn't see him. What are you on about, Ivelius?
You're all simpletons.
You two go deal with the king. I'll stay with our friend here.
Very well. Bellerock, shall we go talk to Ingvar?
Do you reckon they've tried just hitting him really hard on the head?
Believe me, that was my first port of call.
Okay, well, alright then.
Let us. We will get back to this later. Royalty. And Evelius is gonna stomp down the side of the things off the top deck and back onto his own ship.
You've probably got a few minutes, sir, but he's
No. We want him before he's awake.
Yes, sir.
Properly.
Well, he's just down here in the infirmary. After you, sir.
Of course.
The march is down to the infirmary. Do you, Beleric, Jealous, what are you guys going to do?
I'm going to stay with
follow
our...
Evelius.
Okay. So yeah, you walk past the shimmering portal to hell onto your ship. And what are you guys going to do? You walk down to where Ingvar is. He's currently in the infirmary, lying on a bed. And looks like he's beginning to wake up. He's stirring quite a lot. And his eyes keep on kind of like opening and closing again.
Bellerock, you don't happen to have any magical
I'm thinking,
shenanigans?
first it depends what we want to do to him. Want him unconscious? Do we want him dead? Do we want him a little bit different?
I mean, if you could make him less annoying, then
I'm powerful, but there are some things that are beyond even me.
fair enough. Can't ask a task that big of you. Perhaps something to get him off the king nonsense would be the main thing, or just keep him asleep. I could probably find a sedative. It's just the dwarven constitution is so remarkably resilient. They make excellent test subjects for poison, but beyond that, really a joke.
Hang on, let me... Sorry. I could potentially make him somewhat less resilient to a sedative.
If it just keeps him out until we can get back to the city, though. I'm just going to turn away from where I've been looking at Ingvar and just lean off to one side of it and lean in towards Bellerock and go, it does occur to me that he's a greedy, petty man with very little to do. Perhaps there might be, if the Dwarven Kingdom needed to be independent, there are better suited candidates.
I agree.
It would be tragedy, a blow that such an influential figure was lost to the demons, but a rallying point for the cause, perhaps.
I know that he's been nothing but a thorn in Ivar's side too.
Well, that point in favor of him being tragically lost.
Always swap one king for another, as they
Exactly.
were keen to get their hands on him.
Yeah. In which case, do we want to keep him under a bit longer? Ransom's not usually my style, but it may prove somewhat effective.
I can't imagine that Ivar would be particularly pleased with us if his father went missing. No, he doesn't like him, but
Yes, there is the whole family.
I was thinking more that he'd be the logical next step, and I don't think he'd be very pleased with that.
Ivar is displeased about a great many things,
That is very true.
most of which he is incredibly affected. He never enjoyed Bastion, but stood for a good long time while he done it. So
You remember years ago when I asked you for that concoction?
Ingvar,
I recall.
he's going to wake up at any moment.
No.
At this point, you've been speaking for a
Yeah.
while.
Okay.
All right. Yes, I remember. Oh. Drat.
It's a possibility, is all I'm saying.
An interesting thought for when we're back on dry land. And
Yes.
I'm gonna take the one of my daggers and flip it round pommel-wise and just sort of knock him in the side of the head.
Okay. Yeah, you're going to roll an attack?
Heck yeah.
Can I do a as Sibelius is doing this? Can I just turn to Ingvar and go, "Oh, you said you were tired," and do the anti-bardic inspiration, whatever that is, unsettling words,
What does
yeah,
that
if
do
you
to
want.
him?
which is as a bonus action, expend one of your bardic inspirations, and what's a saving throw, which I guess doesn't really.
Well,
Yeah,
he's
no,
going
it
to make
doesn't
a
work.
Constitution
But-
save against your attack to see if
Well,
it does anything.
It's a nat 20, so
Yeah, do it as well. He's got to
and,
take away a.
I would have bonus action steady aim as well, because I'm standing here. I'm just going to be like, temple dunk. So, which gives me advantage, which means it takes a whole bunch of damage. Non-lethally, of course.
What's the negative to his saving throw? Because this isn't about the damage, it's about the number that you
Yeah.
roll.
1.
1, okay.
But the thought was there.
Yes, well, you've knocked him back under for a little bit.
Yeah.
Is he
that was
like tied up or anything, or is he just?
No, he's just lying on a bed of furs in the infirmary.
Yeah, that was like 48 points of non-lethal damage. So.
The good job it's non-lethal, because that would have killed him.
Oh no!
Yep.
I mean, we were just talking, knowing that line very closely.
Okay, you
If it
knocked him
happens-
back out
anyway.
again.
Cool.
I like the possibility that you'll think that's incredibly underhand. And to be honest, I'm surprised that you've kept a hold of it this long. I would have thought
So
that
am I.
you would have found a use for it before now.
I think the problem is that there have been too many uses for it, and I really wanted it
Ah.
to have that certain special nature too.
Yeah.
But I would like to ensure that we are not in any risk of being implicated in that before
Your caution is as always.
I just don't think you'd look good behind bars of Helios.
Ah, not that they'd hold me for long, but I thank you anyway.
We
Now,
could,
shall we?
keep him
Janus.
still.
Sorry,
Look.
yeah, finish what you're doing. How? Finish whatever you say. Sorry.
Try and I've still got Spooky Guy's chains. Just gonna wrap him up a little bit, make sure he's not moving. Don't want him causing problems for the crew.
So how many of his chains have you grabbed? How many? Because he's maybe got
I
3
imagine
chains. They're very
I
long.
imagine I just kind of got one.
Okay.
I'm not very strong, so it was probably just for the aesthetic.
Yeah. Go for it. You can wrap him up in one of the chains. Janus, what have you been doing in the meantime?
I've just been with our demon friend. I've just
Yes.
kept watch over him, really.
You haven't been asking him anything whilst no one else is around.
No, that is the thing though, because Janus has only ever fought demons. He's never spoken to one, so he's quite a curious little kitten.
I'm not sure which one you're referring to there. I wouldn't refer to Janus as a kitten, but
he's just gonna try and ask him anything and everything about demons, like why are they fighting, what's the reason, the culture,
he's
everything.
not going to tell you about why they're fighting. He doesn't know about why they're fighting. He doesn't know about. Wait, what did you ask? What was the first 2 things you said?
Why are they fighting? They're like
What
culture,
they're
I
fighting
guess.
for. He doesn't know why they're
Yeah.
fighting or what they're fighting for.
Do they have like a general leader, or
Yeah, they have a leader.
what's his name?
He doesn't know the name.
Okay.
They refer to him as the devil.
That makes sense.
Which is his title, not his name. They don't know his name. He doesn't know what he looks like. He doesn't know what type of demon he is. Yeah, I mean, he as I said, he's got very broken English, and he doesn't really, well, not English, but common. But he conveys as much as he can about demon society. He conveys that it's a lot like human society, just with more physical prowess being at the forefront.
Okay.
What other questions are you asking? 'Cause I've got a list of things that he'll tell you here if you ask him.
Oh.
So if you ask the right questions.
Right questions. He said, okay, I'm going to ask him. Earlier you mentioned that you were paid in souls. Where do you get those souls from?
Well, I got paid my souls for doing
And
jobs.
where do those souls come from?
Well, demons get souls from killing things. Either demons or humans. If you kill a demon or a human, you can collect their soul, and it's gold, but demon gold.
How do you collect souls?
We use these, and he puts a hand in a pocket, and he pulls out something that you have seen before. You've seen these quite a lot. However, these are things that up until this point, the general consensus was that they were kind of like medals of honor, badges, things that were kind of more like status symbols for the demons. You know, like symbols of rank. As he pulls out a little black stone that kind of looks like a gargoyle that has wings, and the wings kind of like come up from its back and come around to make a circle. So it's like kind of an oval rock with a circle in the middle that's etched to look like a gargoyle. And you've seen a couple of these. Some of them have been made from black stone, some of them have been gold, some of them have been silver, some of them have been made of different types of metal, which is what led you guys to believe it was like a sort of status symbol of some sorts. As he pulls it out, he kind of shows it to you. When you kill something, you can go and collect its soul, and there's different souls. There's like, you humans have gold, but you have others, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a demon soul, and there's better souls, greater souls, that are worth more. It's money, gold. We use it to buy things, food, jobs, land.
How would I get my own one of those?
He holds it up towards you.
I can have it.
Mm-hmm.
Janus will take it. He's having this. He looks at him and thanks him. He's like, "Thank you very much. I've never met a demon like you."
Well, I probably don't need it anymore. I doubt I will be going back.
What's that?
Well, I work for you guys now.
Would you not want to see your young one that you described?
Yes, but it's not up to me anymore.
Do you not care about your young one?
Silly question.
So you do or you don't?
Of course.
You do.
Yes.
Let's see. Did they have a name?
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
It's called Glorm. Little Glorm. Strong boy. He's just in, he kind of holds up his fingers until he gets to 5 fingers. This many years of school.
And what would happen if you didn't return it to him?
He shrugs. I guess he would become someone else's little boy. We're not so focused on, I don't know, your word, on blood. More
Family.
feelings.
So you're more based on feelings rather than blood. Did Glorm have someone like you before? Or, and how did you become the carer of Glorm then?
Oh, well, we fight.
You fight.
Yes.
So you won Glorm. Why did you want Glorm?
Because he was a strong boy. I could see his future would be great ahead of him. Strong lad. But, yes, if I do not return, and I'm sure he will still be strong man. Any other things you would like to know? I know lots of things, and I will not want to die.
Other things. Are there any more ships in the fleet? Or your fleet?
Not our fleet, no. But the ships, but not part of us.
Do you know where the other ships are?
Nope.
No. Is there any way to communicate with them?
Yes. Go
How?
to hell and send messenger.
Okay. What was the next objective after this one?
We don't know. Only the boss knew. And I
The
don't
boss
know
knew.
if he got told in advance. But he just told us what he felt like telling us.
While I'm asking all these questions to him, I want to patch up his leg where Belloc stabbed him.
Oh, lovely. You can roll some medicine whilst you do that then.
Gets in that one. I got a 3.
Okay. Well,
Make it worse.
it's a nice gesture. I know what we had on the ship. We had numbers. He shows you a sheet of paper that he had in his pocket, and it's basically a tally chart because they don't have numbers; they just tally it. And it takes you a minute to count it, but according to this piece of paper, there's about 234 platinum pieces and about 1,800 gold pieces on the ship, and about 850 gold's worth of gems.
Oh Lord.
But it takes you a while to read through this because it's tally charted and you've got to like add it up as you're looking at it.
Okay. And then I guess my final question for him would be,
Well, he hasn't finished listing off the stuff that's on the ship yet.
oh, okay.
We had a pet, a chest, who I think is dead now.
Yes.
And we had a very valuable item. Very valuable item. I hope you still have it because it is very rare.
Was it that weird looking egg thing?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
What is it?
it is an egg.
An egg of what?
Not sure of name in your language. It's a infernal bird. Big bird. Big,
Phoenix?
perhaps.
A dragon?
No.
No.
It's a big bird indeed. We were going
Big.
to sell it.
A big infernal bird.
This is a man who.
Yellow.
It's what? Yellow.
Yeah, it's yellow. Big
Is
bird.
that the Angry Birds bird? No. What
Big
is it?
Big bird Sesame Street.
Ah, right. Big infernal bird. Yes, we were selling egg. There's a man called Nax. He's a soul weaver. His title is beast grower, maybe beast monster carer. I don't know the word for your language.
That's fine.
He grows the beasts, the High Lords. And you would pay a lot for this egg.
The High Lords of who?
They're just the High Lords. There are many High Lords. They pay lots. It's like your kings, but like your king's friends.
I see. So the High Lords are like the rulers of the hell.
Maybe. I don't know your word, but yes, they are king's friends. Very powerful. They have lots of souls. They pay lots of souls for big pets.
And is Nax a demon?
Yes, he's a soul weaver.
What is a soul weaver?
This is I, a bearded devil. He's a soul weaver.
See.
His name is Nax. My name's Morglin. It's not name, but style of demon.
Do you know someone called Farreach?
Nope.
No. Do you know if there's any humans who are working for the demons?
I don't know, but probably.
Do you know where they might be?
No.
Okay. Okay.
But probably. I mean, how would we know where to go and when to do if we did not know?
What's his name?
It's a mystery.
Were there orders to attack the legends when they left Aleria?
Not for us.
Not for us.
It'll be about this time where, presuming the other two are going to be heading back to Janus. If you're not, I don't know. If you were heading
Yeah.
back to Janus, this would probably be the time you would arrive.
Okay. Avelos is like stepping back over the ship and he's talking to Belrook as he goes and being like, well, I know that it would be hilarious and also effective, but I still think that the personal touch, it's just better, you know?
Well, I don't write autobiographies, do I?
Yeah,
Oh. Venus.
you make a point. You two chatting? Is this like a...
Interrupting something here.
I was finding out information.
I see. Excellent, well done.
I got this cool little badge thing though, and he shows him the soul collector thing,
It's called a soul
That
catcher.
looks...
soul catcher.
What exactly is this?
It collects souls.
It is shiny.
Wow.
It is not shiny, it's a dull black.
It's not shiny.
It may not shine, but it is shiny.
Yeah, so think demon credit card.
Love it.
It is shiny, very much so.
Can I quickly
I want...
see if I can collect the soul of Koros?
You most certainly can.
I'm gonna go over to his body and see if I can collect his soul.
So you head over to Koros and you hold up the soul catcher, but nothing happens.
I'm gonna call for Morglin. Like, Morglin, come over here quickly. Teach me how to use
He
this thing.
looks at Beleric and Evelios and kind of like slowly starts to get up. And as long as you
No,
don't
I'm as
stop
interested
him,
as he is. You're very welcome to go.
he stands up and walks over to you and looks at you. What?
How do you use your soul catcher?
Well, when you kill something, you hold it around where you kill them. Quite close to their bodies, and you get a soul. I have not.
Janus will get closer to Koros.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Janus
Do
is
you
gonna
have...
try.
Vels is just gonna shout down if he's heard any of this, which I think
Presumably.
he has.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have to be the one to strike the final blow to be able to collect this soul?
Yes, when you killed something.
Okay, this makes sense. Okay, Janus is gonna go to all the bodies he's killed then and try it on it.
Okay, so about how many do you kill? Can you remember?
I killed the mimic.
Yep.
And that's all I remember.
And
There was at least 2 bearded devils, if not like 5.
2, if not 5.
so, let's say you collect about 5 souls from the demons that you killed. So you go up and you hold the soul catcher over the bodies. And it's almost just like a bit of a wisp of air, kind of like floats into the hole in the middle. And that's it. And you just become aware that there is now 1 soul in the soul catcher.
Janus kind of looks at it and it's like, this is so strange. And then he's gonna put it in his pocket.
So yes, you now have 5 souls. And I would recommend you guys have somewhere where you can keep track of your other currency. If you were to perhaps procure more.
I'm gonna put in Electrum because we don't use that for anything.
Yeah, you can put an Electrum.
Nobody uses Electrum for
Yeah.
anything at
I
all.
shall come up with a fix because there is different tiers of souls. So I'll come up with some sort of a fix at some point.
Okay.
For example, Janus's soul is worth nothing because Bellum.
I imagine that'll be worth quite a lot, in fact.
Yeah, but you got to get it out of him first.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to know how much I'm worth.
Nothing.
Most
That's fair enough.
me and you are probably just 1 soul.
I was to be offended by that. I feel like I should be.
No. To be more than 1 soul, you need to be strong demon. No other monsters or beasts are worth bigger souls, just demons.
But I don't feel quite so bad. Thank you.
What about do you know a demon called Bellum?
Yes.
How much was he worth?
Well, he would have been probably whatever is above a greater soul. Well, maybe more I don't know.
How much does it give a greater soul?
Well, it goes. There's a normal soul, and then there's a greater soul. But no one makes greater souls. No one earns those in these jobs. It's not something we see, and I don't know what's above that. Something.
How many souls are equivalent to a greater soul? Is it like a mathematical thing? Can we measure it?
No, that's not how it works. It's just
Bah.
more.
I see. Some people are just more person.
It's different. It's not like you can make one the other. They are different.
It's the worth of their character, I would guess.
It's like they're powerful.
This works so different to gold, and I'm not sure I like it.
And
An
he
urge in your
points
brain.
to the head of Yagarath that's hanging by your waist, Janus. He's probably a greater soul.
And I try on Yagura.
It's not going to do anything.
Oh, damn it.
While this is happening, I'm gonna wander back down towards Chorus's chair and the circle of battle that I was about to inspect before. Ingvar very rudely decided to return to the land of the living, which is quite
The land
frankly
of the
outrageous.
awake?
Well, same thing.
Go for it.
Is not dreaming a form of death?
I certainly hope not.
I'm gonna follow Helios just because I'm curious about what's happening up there.
A 19 on Arcana.
Okay. It doesn't seem like this is magical in any way whatsoever. The engravings around it are simply just etched into the wood, and they look quite cool. And they cut quite an imposing figure if you were to be sat on this chair. However, it does not seem to be magical.
Velas looks around them and is like, the man was ostentatious.
Lurik's gonna sit in it.
It is quite a bit too big for you. It's for a large creature.
It's fine. I'll
But-
properly lounge in it and see. Just goes, wow, he was ostentatious. I'm like, right.
I mean, I don't know. You might look quite good in it, with your bones and your hair and your whole vibe. Might look quite cool.
Yeah, Belloq's just like sitting sideways in the entire thing. It's like using
Yeah,
it
like
as,
fully
a
kind of-
section of wall.
Yeah.
Yes, very imposing.
Give it a try.
Over, Janus and Morglan, you guys are still on the bottom deck, so we'll walk over to one of the piles of gold. He'll kind of like kick at it, and he reaches into it and he pulls out something else. There's also these, 8 of them. And he shows you a golden mask of a demon's face. Look, something like this.
Oh,
We have 8. Very cool.
what are they?
Masks.
Do they do anything?
They make you look scary.
I want to roll. I'm gonna take it from his hands,
Go for it.
and I want to roll like an Arcana check.
Go for it.
Please don't fuck up. I got an 8.
An 8. They don't appear to be magical. They seem to be masks.
Do I put on? Janus is going to put it on top of his helmet.
I was going to say, it's not going to fit on top of your helmet.
Damn it.
Fortunately, it's almost a helmet itself. Like, it's got metal bands that kind of wrap around the back of your head to secure it in place, which is going to be a bit too small for you with your helmet on.
Janus is going to take off his helmet and put on.
Okay, you have a mask on.
Oh, nice.
Looks pretty cool. It's quite imposing. Sharp lines, jagged angles. And you can't see yourself, obviously, but you feel quite cool wearing it. Very nice.
Thank you.
Mm.
I'm going to see if I can get it forged into my helmet.
Well, I. What are we gonna do with that? And he points at the portal.
Oh, we're gonna have to go through it, aren't we?
As I said, if you go through quickly and come back quickly, should be fine. I think it's frozen.
Yeah, my internet cut for a sec.
Okay. Yes, if you
It'll
go
be fine.
if
Buffering.
you go through quickly and leave fast, it should be fine.
Leave fast? What? Leave here or leave
No,
hell?
leave. Hell. Yeah, quick. There is lots of demons on the other side, but leave quickly. We're fine.
And what? Will the portal there return us back here?
Well, it's
So
the point of it is to take them from there to here. So yes,
is this
we come back.
is this the only ship of its kind then?
Hmm.
So this is the only portal that leads to hell.
No, but only ship one.
Oh, that's
But-
very interesting.
If any of them got through, they might warn them.
That is very, very true. I'm gonna turn to Belloc and then Velios and say, how do we feel about a rest and then check it out?
They might come through. There is lots of demons on the other side.
Morgan, who can this portal be controlled by this ship? Is it something you can turn on and off?
I can turn off.
Did you turn it on afterwards?
No.
Ah,
Can
Not
the,
magic, but I can turn it off.
can
what about
the other side turn it back on?
Not if I turn it off.
the creature in this ship turn it on?
No.
Once it's off, it's useless.
Someone needs to make one on one side, one on the other side, I think. So as long as no one makes one on this side, then it won't work.
I see.
Is it a bell demon thing?
I don't know. I'm not magic. I don't do magic.
I'm gonna take a quick look around the edge of the portal again and see if it's a teleportation circle.
See if it's a what?
Like when you have teleportation circles set up between two places, they have a specific sequence around the outside that you
Yes.
can usually memorize. Can I see if it's one of those, and if so, can I memorize that particular sequence?
You want to memorize that sequence?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make a history check, and then write that down somewhere. Write in your notes or in your character sheet. This is what I rolled to memorize the portal. A natural
I will
one.
inspire. Oh,
That-
no, might too late.
Yep. Natural one for a total of 1.
A natural one. Well, write that down somewhere.
Oh no!
Oh no.
No, I will write that down somewhere as well.
I
Yeah,
need to,
right.
Can I collect some of the money?
You most certainly can.
So I suppose that's a. If we want to go through, then we go through now.
Well,
Or find another portal or another way there.
It looks like this is our only shot at getting to their home.
well, that we have access to currently. I mean, the entirety of the demon horde isn't coming through this one ship. I mean, the amount of troops they have up near Bastion is astonishing. Unless they can self-replicate, I hardly think this is the only portal they'll have.
Why don't I just peek through, then come back straight away?
Should be fine. I can stay here and be ready to break it.
See?
You maybe, tie a bit of rope onto you before you go through.
Yeah.
That'd help. Is that how this works? I don't
Maybe
know.
one of the chains?
I don't know. Maybe it take all with it. Maybe it just take you. I don't know.
Let's give it a try.
Okay.
So tell me exactly what you are doing.
I think the idea is tie one of the chains around me,
So
and then I
Yeah.
walk through the portal.
So a chain is being tied around you. What's happening with the other end of the chain?
Is there something we can tie it onto?
Yeah, so
The
there is a mast. There is no sails on the mast, but you can tie it around that if you'd like.
Yeah, if it's like long and far enough away that Innes isn't going to get kind of the portal and not be able to go through it, sort of thing.
Yeah. You pick up the
We'll do
exceedingly
that.
heavy magical chains and you tie it around his chest and around the mast. And Janus, you stand in front of the portal that's shimmering with purple, blue, black light.
I'm going to tap him on the shoulder. I'd be like, good luck. Don't become a demon. Have fun.
I'll promise
Going
anything.
So pat him on the shoulder. So, see you in hell, I guess.
I'll see you there. And I
I'll
touch
give
the
you bardic inspiration with that one.
portal. And then I touch the portal.
Okay. So for everyone else on the other side, the chain will disappear with him.
Oh,
no!
Completely?
Completely, yes.
Well, we tried. R.I.P.
Aw.
Janus.
So as soon as maybe the nose, well, it would actually, as soon as the nose from the mask that he's currently wearing touches the portal, the chain will disappear along with Janus himself. And Janus, you step through the portal and you feel a sense of weightlessness kind of overcome you before you suddenly feel your feet on solid ground. It takes a moment for your eyes to kind of adjust to a dark reddish light that's surrounding you. And as you look around, you notice that you're currently standing on what appears to be some sort of platform. All you can see is you're stood on a large circle. The portal itself is not quite in the middle. It's kind of maybe off to one side slightly. But from what you can see, this platform is maybe 50 feet radius, so it's about 100 feet by 100 feet. And quite at the moment, you cannot see anything beyond the edges of this platform. You don't see any walls, you don't see any ceiling. The only thing that you see is red storm clouds in the sky. As you look around, this platform itself, it's made of a dark reddish rock. It's kind of like mottled, like reddish with hints of kind of purple and grey in it. And as you take in the scene around you, you look towards the middle of the platform where you see a small pedestal. It's kind of like a bit of jagged rock that's kind of like sticking up in the middle. At which there is currently a spine devil that is wrapped around it and repeatedly slamming its tail into the top of it. And every time it slams down, you hear like a click as it's pushing at something on top of this pedestal. And that's all you see at the moment.
Janus is gonna take like a moment to take in the surroundings and just like kind of just be like in a bit of like awe about what this weird place is. And then he's gonna see the spine devil and be like, I need to kill that thing. And he's gonna rush over and just kill it. He's gonna stab it.
Yeah, roll an attack.
I'm just gonna use this. 23.
Roll your damage.
12, and then the second
As
attack.
I say, we'll need one more attack. That hits.
12.
12. Quickly. You slice it, you kind of like slice through half its body, and then the longsword connects with the pillar and stops as it kind of lets out like a ringing metallic noise. and the Spine Devil did not see you coming whatsoever, and it kind of like collapses to either side of the pedestal.
I kind of just swish off the blood or gore, whatever, from the sword. I then look at this pedestal, and can I do an investigation to see what it does?
Well, you can just look at it if you want. So before you roll anything,
okay.
as you look at this little pedestal, you see in the top of it there is what appears to be some sort of button. It's made of the same rock, but it's got some engravings all around the button. But
Does it say press for devils?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't say anything. It's just got some kind of like magical runes engraved on it.
Can I try and make out what the runes mean?
Are you proficient with Arcana?
No.
Then no.
Okay. Do I press mysterious button?
Is it a big red button?
In fact, it is.
It is a big red button. I'm
I'll
gonna
tell
press
you what
it.
you should do.
Pressing the button.
Okay. Well, you press the button, and it kind of softly sinks into the pedestal before it clicks, and you release it, and nothing happens.
You still have a portal on our side.
You do.
Great.
For you guys, you're not seeing any change at all. You just saw Janus disappear, and that's the only thing that you've seen.
Chain gone.
Chain's gone.
How long do we give thing before I don't
I
leave?
think we wait till the first demon comes through and then shut it off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Genus?
okey-dokey. I'm gonna set up beside the portal, just ready to stab anything that comes through.
I'm gonna do the same.
Genus
Oh,
gonna
just on
meet
either
me.
side.
He's gonna go to the edge of the platform. And is it
Well, wait, I need to describe what it does, what happens when you walk to the edge of the platform.
oh
So as you kind of like step away from the button after it's not done anything, you look around, you start walking towards the edge of the platform, and when you get maybe 20 feet from the edge, your perspective has changed a little bit, and you start to see some of the floor or rock that is below wherever this platform is. And at first it's quite hard to tell the distance because there's no real defining features at all, but as you walk further on, the floor itself is it appears to be a red rock of some sort. Not quite the same as the one that you're stood on. It's a more kind of one colour. There's not really very many kind of like veins or any differences in it that you can tell. And as you continue to walk closer to the edge, you spot the first thing that gives you a hint of maybe the distance that you are from the floor underneath you, which is what looks to be a tent. And the tent alone doesn't give you much of a reference, but as you walk a little bit further, you start to see many, many more tents and many, many demons. And as you walk towards the very, very edge, you can kind of see the whole scene underneath you. You can tell you're roughly about 2,000 feet, 3,000 feet, somewhere in that range, above the ground. And below there is a very large war camp. War camp is a bit of a light term for this, because at a quick glance that you can tell there is millions, at least, of demons in this camp. You see a couple of towering fiends with leathery wings that are currently having a aerial fight above the encampment. And they're casting huge shadows over the demons underneath them. And you see a couple of skirmishes between other demons on the ground. Fangs are clashing, you can maybe make out some sprays of blood. But other than that, it seems quite calm. For a demon encampment, you've seen some demon encampments before, and usually they don't just wait around. They're not sitting around, they're not waiting in tents. Usually they are on the move, working, doing things, making themselves busy. But these guys are not. They seem to be just waiting, hanging around. Other than a couple of fights, that's all that's going on. And that's what you see.
Janus. Janus has got a great axe, and what he's going to do is he's going to whip out that great axe, and he's going to carve a message on one of the sides of the blade, and it's going to say, "Janus and Bellum says hi." and then he's gonna take that great axe and he's gonna drop it over the edge.
Lovely. You
Bro,
drop,
it's just an unsuspecting demon.
so you drop the great axe 2,000 feet off the edge of the pillar. You kind of watch it as wherever the light's coming from in this place, you can't tell. It might be a sun, it might be... don't know what it is, right? But there's a red light across the whole place, and it's kind of glinting off your silvery great axe as it plunges towards the ground. And you just about make out a big plume of smoke or dust of some sort as it smashes into the floor. You are way well too far up to hear any of the aftermath from this attack, but it's hit the floor and it's definitely been noticed.
Janus is just gonna keep watching for a few moments, see what happens.
Well, nothing really changes. You might see some movement heading towards this plume of dust, but the plume of dust itself is kind of obscuring whatever's going on in the area.
I think with that, Janus is gonna kind of shrug and start heading towards the portal again.
You turn around from the edge. Slight feeling of vertigo passes, and you can go back towards the portal.
Janus will go back through the portal.
Yeah, so everyone else sees a golden demon mask appear right in front of them.
Hey guys.
You appear back on the deck of Hell's Gate.
I am this close to stabbing you in the face.
Beleric is just screaming. Like there's no intent to slash anything. It was just.
You get a
calm
rigid,
down.
like point of the neck. Just for Janus.
Velos, it is me. I am fine. It was strange.
Yes. Sorry about that. You just thought you were demon, mask.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that was strange. Very strange. It definitely led to a place. Janus kind of just like stands there for a moment, like kind of doing this, and he's like, it took you on a platform, not a very big platform, but a platform really high in the sky. And below it was just millions and millions of demons. There was a little pedestal thing, and the spine demon that escaped was pressing it. I pressed it as well. It didn't do anything.
Of course you pressed it.
Yeah, I pressed it. It didn't do anything. It may have done something, but I don't know.
This is Morglin as he kind of speaks up. It takes it down. The portal is where it is, so we need to go to it.
Wait, it takes a portal down.
No, it takes the floor down. The portal is where it is. It stays there.
Do you press it once and it goes down, or do you have to keep pressing it?
Well, it doesn't work for us. Only people with like the power to do it can do it.
What type of power is that?
Like generals and Koros. People higher up in the army.
So
I'm afraid it was a bit beyond your demonic pay grade, current, by the sounds of it.
And my pay grade was good.
I can imagine, but yeah, there's just millions of demons. I dropped a great axe over the edge to like startle them. I don't know what happened with that because the smoke was in the way. So yeah,
I'm gonna stand next to the portal again.
I'm gonna. So Morgan,
Yeah.
if say Chorus press the pedestal
Mm-hmm.
to go down,
Hmm.
does it go down instantly or does it take time?
It takes time.
If you pressed it again, would it stop?
Don't know.
I'm gonna go over to Chorus's body and chop off his hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take the hand and go back through the portal.
Well,
Giant.
remarkable initiative. I see nothing that could go wrong with this.
Okay. Well, you go back through to the portal. I'm going to want you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit! I won't see this coming, will I? So it's just normal.
I think you would have been. I mean, it's up to you. Would you have been prepared for it?
Well, I mean, I did drop a great axe over the edge, and I was kind of expecting something. So if something
It's up to
reacts
you.
to that,
If you can decide if you would have been prepared for something to happen or not.
no.
Okay.
I got 15.
Okay. So when you step through the portal, you have that feeling of weightlessness that you had before, but it doesn't stop. And as you start to see what's going on around you, you realise that the floor that you were stood on when you came through last time is now maybe
Not
about
bad.
120, 150 feet below you. And as you take this all in,
Oh no.
you manage to flick your hand back to the portal to take you back to the other side.
Is momentum maintained through this portal? So does Janus like flop onto the deck really heavily?
Well, he hadn't really started the fall, so no.
Okay. That was quick.
Janus lays there and he's like, guys, we have a problem. We may have an issue.
A fresh one or
A fresh one. A really fresh one.
Ooh. Exciting.
The platform's going down, guys. It's going down.
So we
Do
need
we
to turn the
want to-
portal off.
No, let's don't turn off yet. I want to see what happens.
We get flooded with demons.
They can only come through one at a time, maybe. We don't know.
That's
How
not
big is-
true.
Okay,
So we
Stand
do
up.
know. Good. Can we just get rid of it? It's a liability.
I just want to see what happens.
I'm going to turn to Morgan and say, how many can come through at a time?
Well, you just need to touch it, so if you have long hands, lots.
And I remember how big the portal on the other side was.
Roughly the same
the platform.
size.
I
But
say we turn it off.
Morglin kind of like looks around to the rest of you.
What do you think, Morgan? How many demons do you think will come through that?
Well, I don't think they've ever been attacked from the portal. I think they'll send through. I think we should turn it off.
Let's turn it off then.
Turn it off.
It's nice to see you sticking to your gun. Off it goes.
We turn it off.
The portal lets out a very loud cracking noise. It's extremely loud. It's almost as loud as the thunderclap that Eric's has been releasing. You know, it releases a sound that can be heard up to 300 feet away. So it releases a massive splitting, cracking noise. The wave, the ocean around the ship, kind of like ripples out in waves as the light just blinks out, and you can see that there is almost a hairline crack that's kind of running in a circle all around the edges, through all of the runes. And then after a few moments, it kind of crumbles into a pile.
So the whole portal is disintegrating.
It's off.
Damn.
And there's definitely no way to open it again from the other side.
No. But
Good.
I think now you know you can trust me.
We know that you want to stay alive, and they want you dead.
Well, I could have shut it when he was on the other side, but I didn't.
That is true.
Fair point.
Yes, but if you'd done that, we would have killed you. So once again, you're just self-serving.
Hmm.
Self-serving isn't necessarily bad.
Hmm.
At least I understand that.
Hmm.
Point. Self-preservation is a rather remarkable thing.
Well, I think you can trust me.
I remember if we asked this anyway, but Loric's memory's crap, so you know where the portal lets out here.
With the portal, what? Sorry.
It's out, comes through.
What do you mean?
So if they've got one on their side,
Yeah.
does he know where the other one releases on our plane? I don't know if that makes
Or
sense.
the one that's just broken in front of you?
No, I assume there's more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's more.
Does he know where they?
Do you
where
mean
they come
know
out?
where they are?
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, that was a really badly phrased question. I'm so sorry.
It's alright.
Long day.
Well, it's up top. You guys will actually know where the portal is. It's on the map of Aleria.
Oh, that thingy.
If you go all the way up to the north, there's a big red mark on the map.
Go to the north, and then from there to the northern.
And this particular hole
Ah,
over here
It's very big.
is where the demons originated from. So you might not know there was a portal there, but you can probably presume.
Crawled out of.
we probably need to send word to the Bastion.
Possibly.
Might be an idea. Anybody have any easy way of getting word to the bat?
No, but I know Farreach wanted us to go up there.
Yeah. Perhaps we could, I don't know, talk to Ivar. If we're back online. He may have some communications with
It
old
is
fellows.
at about this point that your first mate, Captain,
No.
What? Yes. Mhm.
It was a good strike and all, but Ingvar's waking up again.
Oh.
We've
Very
tried
well.
sleep potions. I don't know why they're not working.
He's a dwarf. They
But
not to.
yeah, he has a big red mark on the side of his head. And
It was caused by demons, if anybody.
oh yes, of course, but we can't heal it. We can't get rid of it. I don't know what's going on.
You can't
You
heal
what?
it.
Yeah, well, we tried to, hide the the evidence of the demon attack, but it didn't. He's not actually. The healing potions aren't working.
And he's waking up again this quick.
Yes,
That was a solid strike.
I
We
think a lesser strike would have kept him out for less long than this, for sure.
we need to take a look at this. Is odd and intriguing.
Morgan, wait here for a moment. I'm gonna
Mm.
go with them.
Okay.
All right.
So you dash over to Venus' ship and down below to the infirmary where Ingvar is. Again, he's stirring. He's taking deeper, kind of like breaths that you kind of. I don't know how you tell when someone's waking up, but yeah, he's moving a lot more. Again, his eyes are kind of flittering a little bit, like he's going to open them soon.
I'm gonna turn to Elios and Janus as well, and kind of say, do we think that healing spells will also not work? Or was it just potions that they tried to do? You know?
I have very little arcane on this particular vessel, so
I'm intrigued to try.
spellcasting is worth a try. Tend to have
I just
healing
want to see
potions
if
on
it.
hand.
I just want to see if it works. So I'm going to cast the most pathetic healing word that I can. Just want to, I just want to see if it takes.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Lamb. Is plus my spellcasting. Don't want to heal him that much. Can I give him like just one? I just want to see if it works. It's just a test.
No, that's how the spells work, unfortunately.
Okay, well then 6.
6. Okay, well, it works. And all of the wounds that he has are completely healed over, because he hasn't taken much damage. And he takes a deep breath in, and his eyes begin to open.
I'm going to run over and pretend to like take the chains off really quickly and be like, oh, thank goodness you're okay.
Okay, you're not going to knock him out again.
No, if he's
No.
waking up, I want him to remember my face and remember we're saving him.
Okay. His eyes open, and you see the black eyes of Ingvar, the Dwarven King, as he stares right into your face. He kind of like looks around at the room, and you see his face has a little bit of confusion on it before he realizes and takes in the surroundings before it snaps and shifts to his kingly face. No more confusion, just kind of stoic readiness as he looks at you, and he sits up and kind of like pushes you out of the way as he sits up in the bed, and swings his legs off of the bed, so he's like sitting on the edge. Well, what's happened?
There was an attack on the fine city of Rulum by the Demon General Korra
Right.
and his attendant Hell's Gate. It is dealt with.
Right. Why am I on your ship? I have healers.
You do, but in the heat of battle, thought it safest to have you in care of legends rather than dwarven defenders who were preoccupied fighting off a significant amount of demons.
Especially
Right.
when we didn't know who was on your side and who was a demon.
Yes. I didn't see much, but a strike from behind. There was no one there. Only my attendants.
Some of your staff were less dwarven and more demonic.
Do I still have the demon mask on?
I assume so.
Yep.
But you still have your armor on, so.
Okay.
Well, that is concerning.
Indeed.
He stands up, and again, he gets a bit shorter when he stands up. He kind of adjusts his big fur cloak. He kind of like looks down at some of the blood that's staining some of the furs. Well, take me to the deck of your ship. I need to assess the damage to Rulem.
Before we move, I'm going to adjust his cloak a little and try and make it a bit more presentable. I'm going to cast Prestidigitation as I do to clean up the blood somewhat. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to say, "Give me your majesty. I think it should be noted. We don't know entirely. We can trust you, given that we were attacked in your guest hall. Forgive me for speaking out of turn.
He pauses.
It appears that perhaps you should show us a little more gratitude for saving your life."
He pauses and he turns to look at you very slowly. Beleric. That is a very presumptuous statement of you. I think you would benefit from learning a little bit more patience.
I've been told that a lot, but if I may, so might you. It was after you declared yourself king, they attacked.
Yes, I'm a king now. I must see to my people. And he turns around to try and walk out again.
Janus is going to stop him.
How are you doing that? Are you like just standing in front of him?
I'm going to stand in front of him.
He looks up at you. And what do you think you're doing?
You need to understand, you cannot divide all of us right now. We all have to stand together against the demon threats. You proclaiming yourself as king is working against that goal.
No, it is not. I'm the king of the dwarves, always have been. And now it's just an official title. I'm still... Well, he's been missing for a while now, but I am still in allegiance with your kingdom, don't fear.
For how long?
I was,
How you
How do
doing?
we know?
I was in talks
Yeah,
with your
that's
king
right.
before he disappeared. Unfortunate timing, but it is what it is.
You'll see how that means our trust is somewhat negated.
No, not really. It would be in my best
Then-
interest if he was still here, so he could vet my kingship, wouldn't it?
There's no one to temper it.
Veto.
No.
Exactly.
The Queen and the Council's still alive, I believe. In fact,
If you were such great friends with His Majesty, I think you would know how little sway she has.
well, she summoned you back to the capital, by the way. I was going to tell you after the meeting, but yes, you've been summoned, so I guess you guys need to trot on. Leave me to my troubles.
And it appears that you have many of them. I'd like to see this missive, if we may.
Well, I don't carry letters around on me. That's my servant's job. So if you take me back to shore, I would very much appreciate it.
Well,
Appreciation
then,
is noted.
if you're so generous and when you put it so polite, then as a humble captain of a mere single vessel, I suppose I have no choice but to accede.
And he
Janus,
looks back up to Janus.
would you be a dear?
Janus kind of looks down at him, a bit conflicted, and he just huffs and he just moves to the side.
He looks back down and he goes to walk out of the door.
Janus will watch him walk out the door.
He looks left and
And-
right. Abelios, which way to the deck of your ship?
Take a left. There's a ladder at the end. Watch out for any stray ropes.
He doesn't respond, he just turns left and heads up to the deck of your ship.
Janus turns to the others and goes, "We forgot to tell him about the demon ship."
There was an attack by Hell's Gate. He doesn't need to know that it's right there. He'll find out.
His ego
Let's
can
hope
protect him.
Let's hope the shock isn't too much for his system.
Okay, well he walks up to the deck of the ship. What are you guys gonna do? He's asked you to take him back.
I'm gonna wait a second to see Janus heads out after him. Or are you just staying here for a while, Janus?
Janus is also going to head out, and he's going to go to the demon ship. He's going to join Morgan.
Okay, go for it.
As Janus leaves, Delios turns to Beleric and is gonna go. He's not going long. I swear to any above and below. The man is
Maybe.
infuriating.
Making it very, very tempting. I'm gonna follow Janus up and out.
Yep. I wander along and I'm just giving a few orders to my crew, tightening
Okay.
things up,
Well, as you get to the
Getting
top
ready.
deck of the ship,
sail.
Ingvar, he's looking at Morgan. There's one still alive.
There's a good reason for that.
And what would that be?
But our
Janus is
mission.
going to... Janus is going to go up to Morgan wrap his arm around him, like as if he's hugging him, and he's gonna say, "He's my blood brother."
Morglin goes quite rigid and doesn't reciprocate this hug whatsoever. Right. And that should relieve me in some way. I should be
He's
happy
under-
about
Probably more
this.
relieving than your servants being demons, yes.
Right, well,
He works for us. That's in simple terms.
At least we know he's a demon.
lovely. Well, take me back to my people. I need to assess the casualties and deal with the fallout before you take me to Illyrians.
We're taking you to Aleria.
Well, yes, I need to attend the council meetings, don't I? As a king now. I dare say I hold the biggest power in voting.
Is not a king's place with his people.
Yes, but there is a council meeting, and it's important, so I need to be there.
You have no representative to send in your stead. No one versed in statescraft.
Well, I have Ina, but she's defending the front line. I may as well go myself. I don't know who else is a demon. Well, if you please. And he gestures towards the shoreline.
We'll be underway shortly. Just need to make sure that the tide's right. And Evelio spends the next 5 minutes looking busy and attempting to get everything in order. He could have left immediately, but
Yeah.
Ingvar doesn't know that.
Okay. So you piss around for a
Then-
little bit, and you're going to take your ship back to the dock, back to the shoreline. What are you going to do with your new vessel?
To not frighten the people, Janus is gonna stay on the demon ship and keep it away from shore.
Okay.
Keep it out of eyesight for now.
Well, alright, you take Ingvar back to Rulem. And do you guys have anything specific to do? Whilst you're in Rulem.
I've got a couple of
Yep.
things, so if anybody else want to, I don't know. So, first thing that I would love to do is find Ivar.
Yep, he is currently on the front
Good.
line assisting with the cleanup effort and the rescuing of any trapped individuals in the
Okay.
rubble.
What a guy. So I'm gonna try and find him as quickly as I possibly can.
Yep.
And kind of pull him away from what he's doing for the moment and deal with all of the but I'm helping. And be like, no, this is important. I need you to listen to me.
What is it?
There's you know me.
Yeah.
I am certain I can say this politely. I'm gonna kind of just double check that nobody's really paying much attention to us.
Yeah, that's fine.
And try and pull us kind of as quiet a corner as we can manage. And essentially kind of just give him a bit of a rundown and say, your father has declared himself king. He's wanting us to take him back so that he can be a loud voice on the council. He's saying that you are going to remain here and lead the cleanup effort. I don't trust him.
No, he didn't say that he was going to leave Ivar here for the cleanup effort. Is that a deception attempt?
Oh, I thought he said that he was going to be here on the front lines.
No, Ina.
Kind of clear.
Ivar's sister, Ina, is on the Bastion.
Okay. So, is Ivar
He said nothing
staying in
about
Rulem?
Ivar. He did not say
Yeah.
anything about him.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm
It's all right.
completely misheard.
Sorry, he pretended he didn't exist, basically.
Got it. Okay, that's fine. I'll carry on talking.
Sorry about
I'll make
that.
it work. We're good. Okay. Yeah, I'll say. Planning on leaving Una here. And clearing everything up. I don't trust your father, whether it was deliberate or not. Demons were in Rulem, disguised as dwarves, and they were stood right behind him. He had no idea. If you're here, you're in danger. If he's wanting to leave the heirs to his kingdom here or in danger.
Well, think about it. Same was probably true of Illyrians. How did the king disappear?
Lyrians doesn't have you in it. You need to get out.
I'm here with my people. There is... Now here, I get to do the role. So if you remember last week I was timing your events. And that determines how many people you unfortunately were not able to save.
Oh no!
The total at the moment is well into the 2000s. I think we found most of them, but we're expecting about 2,500 people to be dead. And there's many more wounded. I'm needed here. Magical skills can help clean up, protect more innocent lives.
You're going to stay here anyway, aren't you?
That's where my heart is. I will clean up here, make sure everything's settled, and then I'll look forward, see where I can go from there. I think maybe front lines is calling me back again.
If you head up there, stay in touch.
Yes.
Send Aleria. Just don't, just be careful, Ivar.
I always am. I'll miss you. Give my what's the word? Give my thanks to the other legends. It was a fun journey. And I hope I will rejoin you at some point, but alas, our paths do not align at the moment.
Thank you for everything, for being there. Even when you weren't, stay safe.
Yes. I will. And he gives you, like he reaches up and pats your shoulder whilst holding his other hand out for a handshake.
I'm gonna just pull him straight in and give him a big ol' hug.
Oof.
But also, well, don't complain. You knew this was coming. And while I've kind of got like one arm around him, I'm gonna kind of pull out one of the rings or beads or something that's in my hair, and kind of just kind of pull back and give it to him. And so I know that your family were never, or your father anyway, has never been good. I'm not sure my father is much better, but you're welcome. Yeah, wherever.
Thank you. We do what we can with our lots in life. I appreciate this. If I ever need to scribe for you, it will be a help.
Find an excuse.
Well, I need to save people. I'll see you guys around.
See you around.
And he turns away and starts waving his hands as he's magically controlling rubble out of the way, lifting people out of precarious places with magic and all sorts as he turns around to be, some might say, the king that his father could never be.
We'll say that. It's fine.
And it's about this point that someone will come up to you and go, the king, he's found the letter if you would like to come and see it.
Oh, fuck the king. And kind of walk on where he intended me to.
Yes.
I don't know, I'm just going to walk off. I don't care where I'm going.
Okay. Evelios, would you have been doing anything or just waiting for this particular letter and the king to see to his business?
Velios steps onto the ground takes a quick scan of, sees Beleric wandering off, and immediately sets off through the city. And is just looking for anywhere. He's looking for two things. He's looking for any secret places that have opened up through falling rubble and whatever, and anyone that might be in those might have a little bit of knowledge for things that are happening in the city. And he's also trying to find his mental connection to Jericho, his familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing if he. So basically, he's just sort of heading roughly towards the castle.
Yep.
But as he's doing so, just looking for anyone unusual and also that familiar connection.
Yeah, so if I remember correctly, you had instructed your familiar to follow the lady that Beleric was speaking to at the party.
Yes,
Now,
that is correct.
how far would your familiar have gone to achieve this goal?
Jericho's a stubborn little sort of bird, so he would have completely just kind of stuck. As long as it was physically possible for him, he would have stuck as close as he could without being seen, because I asked him to follow discreetly.
Okay. Alright. So, and you can always sense where your familiar is, I'm assuming.
Give me 1 second to double check Bell, because there is a variant if you're a warlock, which I am not. So
Yeah, go for it.
pull up the guide. As long as it's within 100 feet, I can telepathically communicate with it. It's up to you if...
I assume you always know a rough direction of where your familiar is,
Yeah.
and maybe like a rough distance.
Not specifically, because that is a feature that something else gives you,
Okay.
but yeah.
So I assume you would know at least a
definitely
rough
direction.
direction.
Yeah.
And your familiar, you kind of walk. Like, are you walking towards where your familiar is?
No, I'm still heading towards the castle vaguely. If I get a sense that it might be quite close, like if it's not pointing directly out to sea or like up the coast,
Okay.
then I'll sort of veer towards. But
Well, it's definitely pointing in a direction down here on the map, down towards the southwestish.
could you just ping that again real quick for
Yeah,
me?
down towards this way.
Okay,
Um,
radio. Yeah, in
So-
which case I'm gonna veer through sort of the southwest corner of the city.
Okay, so as you go towards the very edge of the city, it's still in a southwesterly direction. Are you a little bit more west than south when you get to this kind of bottom left corner?
Yeah. Coastal traveler.
So yes, they are out of the city by now.
That complicates things. In which case, I'm just gonna stop on a corner, sort of lean into a doorway, and just sort of back to. And I'm going to dismiss Jericho from wherever he is,
Okay.
and he vanishes into a pocket dimension, and then I'm gonna reappear him
Lovely.
next. And now that I've got telepathy back, I'm gonna be like, so, where's our mysterious lady headed? And see if I can't get any telepathic hints from
Yeah, he'll send
his memories.
Yeah, he'll send you a couple of images of walking through the city and then leaving the city, walking a little bit through the forest, and she'll send you a couple of images of her pulling aside a piece of fabric that's covered in moss to reveal a small little rowing boat, and she kind of gets into the rowing boat and starts sailing out to sea. And that goes on until she's sailing out to sea, and then he'll have been summoned back. That's kind of the list of events that you receive.
See, look like traveling pretty much directly out to sea.
Pretty much
Or
heading along the coast over towards Elsmouth,
okay,
towards the outskirts of the Grok Forest.
yeah. It felt like this was a way to travel along the coastline rather than out towards a bigger boat.
Yes.
Okay. Well, always good to know where someone that is. Certainly.
I would like to
Let's
point
see
out it's not really a someone like what before this point. Now you've noticed that she's got secret boats, you might be a little bit more suspicious.
Yeah.
But up until this point, she was simply a lady who wanted to dance with Beleric.
Now, I did see her shook off a dress to reveal rogue outfit with knives.
Yes,
So,
Exactly the kind of person Baloric dances with.
but you know, that's definitely not the most uncommon thing.
yeah, true.
Probably seen
I
him
mean-
dance with weirder people.
If Elios has his fair share of small secret boats up and down the coast, so it's not like it's. As far as he's concerned, that's just a thing people do.
Yeah, I mean, people.
So-
What am I trying to say? People who aren't always attending balls and stuff like this probably have more normal clothes that they wear. So presumably, I mean, it's up to you how you want to interpret it, of course. But yes, now you've found out that she has a secret boat hidden by a moss covering in the forests outside of Rulem. It might be a little bit more interesting.
Oh yes, well, she was interesting enough to a party. If Elios is talking to himself as he's wandering through the streets,
Okay.
wanders into a party direct towards her. Gear
So,
sneaky, intriguing.
are you
And
trying
he
to do?
heads back towards the palace. Yeah, I'd like to see if I can spot anything interesting.
Yeah, you can do an investigation if you want.
Cool. That is a. Do I investigate? I do not. That is a 10. Solid average.
Yeah, you don't see anything really out of the ordinary. From what you know of dwarves, they're very kind of homely and loyal people, so there was to be some sort of dodgy underground, it would most likely not be dwarves who owned it, and would probably be a bit more hidden.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's a glance on the way past. Not like,
As you're
Actively
walking along, that's
looking.
just kind of the ideas and thoughts that you have going around
Yeah.
in your mind.
alright, yeah, and then wander towards the palace as presumably someone's arriving with said missive. Hopefully I timed it.
Well, they weren't going to be at the palace with a missive, but they can be just because you've headed over there. I'll be nice.
Hey.
As soon as you get towards the stairs, Beleric will arrive as well. And there is someone stood there, just one of the messengers, stood there with a small white envelope with gold trim. Ah, Evelios, Beleric, I have a letter for you. And he walks over. This guy's a human, not a dwarf. And he hands you the letter. It's important business from the Queen, signed off by Lord Farreach and some of the council members themselves. So
Oh,
I see.
they request your presence back in Alerians, but you can read the letter for yourself. Good day. And he does a quick 90-point turn and marches off very professionally.
Alright. Which one of us has the letter, sorry?
He just kind of held it out so you can decide amongst yourselves who wanted it.
I probably wouldn't have gone for it, so yeah.
Yeah. I got it out of his hands and then Jericho tries to go for it. Easy. Well, you're better at the whole cursive than I am.
Going to take it and open it, lacking somewhat in his usual flamboyance. It's kind of a bit
Okay.
muted for him. And yeah, I'll open it and read it in, again, kind of a deadpan, just like a, here's what it says.
As you open the letter, you begin to read. It's penned in handwriting that you would most likely recognise as the Queen's, as you have probably written like this quite often in your job. And it says, Dear Legends, we have all come to the understanding that you have not headed towards the front line, and instead headed towards Rulem and the Black Cell. Farreach has informed us that he has lost the prisoner known as Yagarath the Shadow, and he is irritated. We are recalling you to Alerians for a council meeting post haste. and it is signed by the Queen. You see a very quickly scribbled penmanship of Far Reach, and a couple of random council members.
I'm just saying that we don't have to go.
But it would be an opportunity to rub Fari's nose in it for failing to properly prepare the defenses of Black Sail.
I don't know how much favour we will garner within the council currently.
What do the council care for us anyway? They hold politics in the palm of their hands, but I've never met imperial vessel that can catch up to the demise, let alone Hell's Gate. So if they want us, they can have us briefly. I'm a man of the ocean. We go where we.
I am less than keen to sit in a room with Farreach and Ingvar. Be surprised if they weren't working together.
No, there is little doubt in my mind that they are at least allied in some capacity. Worry me. Should they decide to do something rash or toward us
I
and
think we
our
need to
goals?
find some protection for the Queen. Liable protection.
Something that could mitigate anything. Those. Stolen.
Can't hear you. It keeps cutting out.
What it would. Too quiet for this. This is the problem with whispering.
If only we were in person.
Yeah. What it would be to install another.
I didn't hear what you said.
God damn it. What it would be to install a chance. But
I don't think we've got Ivar as an option.
sadly, no. I take it he's determined to remain here. Am I cutting out again?
He's staying. We
Probably at
I
about
would-
this point. Well, you can finish what you were just saying.
No, it's fine. Go for it.
Okay. It's probably about this point where you'll hear a commotion from the main city as you guys are kind of just stood by the main staircase that leads up to Ingvar's castle. And you see a small procession of dwarves led by Ingvar himself walking through the streets, and they're all kind of shouting things at him, numbers and statistics and damage reports, battle reports. And as Ingvar kind of walks up to you guys, he silences them. Well, we've lost 2,347 dwarves. Could have been more without your help. Thank you. But I'm ready to go. Is your ship ready to set sail?
Of course.
Awesome. I'll require rooms for him, and him, and he points at 3 dwarves. And of course myself. And I would like to leave within the hour.
Is it physically possible for my ship to leave within the hour? I know not what Aleria's tides are like.
Oh yes, I mean you're already out in the ocean. I know you're not already out in the ocean, but yes, it's definitely possible. Your ship is somewhat magical, so you can pretty much set sail whenever you would like.
It is doable. There are cabins available. Admittedly, not as many as Your Majesty would find comfortable, but
Speak to one of my
The gen-
servants. He'll give you some information on what things I would like in my room. Get them on board. I'm sure he'll be most accommodating with helping you acquire the right pieces. You can take them straight from my room. He says it's looking to his servant. And
if you wish to leave within the hour, Majesty, then we will travel light. If you wish to pack your things, then
I will
that
not be packing
may
my
be.
things. You'll be packing my things. And quickly.
If you wish your things on board, then we cannot leave quickly as within the hour. Should you make post haste for Illyrians, then we will be traveling with due speed and necessity.
To make a persuasion.
Sure. Okie dokie. Persuasion. That is a 19.
Right. Well, how quickly can we leave if we acquire the necessary comforts that the king desires?
Before. Depends on the speed of your staff and the
They are
amount.
quick.
Nightfall. But no early.
That'll be in about 2 or so hours. If you remember, the party was going on late in the evening. So
Yeah.
it'll probably be nightfall about 2.5 hours. If that's what you're saying, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much about twice as long as he'd like.
Okay, yeah. Right. I'll be down in 2 hours. No earlier, no
Very
later.
well.
And he swiftly turns away and marches up the stairs to his castle.
Right.
I hate that man so much.
Easy. On.
Breaking up again.
Give it time.
In which,
Evelios is so pissed he's mumbling.
in which case, I assume you guys, if you don't have anything else to do, you are preparing the ship ready to leave.
Evelios is going to stop by the treasury or somebody who knows the.
Yes, the servant that he was
item.
speaking to stayed behind.
Yeah.
Out of earshot. Didn't hear what you guys were saying, but
Yeah.
at a comfortable distance, whereas if you would like to speak to him, you can approach him. And yeah, you can organise the comforts that the king will need.
Yeah. There's.
Have to?
I mean. The major things are getting onto the ship. Anything minor and an inconvenience or bigger than I know that the cabin I'm assigning him to will be are getting placed in the hands of porters with discreet instructions to make their way to the docks at a point past when we're leaving.
Okay, so he wants his bed, he wants tables, he wants his chair, he wants his wardrobes, a very large amount of clothing, food that he enjoys. He wants a large amount of gold taken to his quarters in case he needs any whilst he's in Illyrians. That's probably about it, I would say.
Only that.
All right. Well, this man has never traveled by ship before, obviously, because holy beans.
I
He
would
gets-
point out that all of these pieces of furniture are made out of solid stone.
Change of plans. They are all getting shipped. Not onto the demise, though.
Okay, that's absolutely
Yeah.
fine.
Gonna get
Have a
signals.
Uh,
Signal
he-
towards Janus from the shoreline and be like, we're putting some stuff on Hell's Gate, and then we can decide when he gets there if he'd like to travel light on the demise, which will get him there quicker, or if he wants to travel heavy on the ship full of corpses. We'll see how he feels.
Janus would have cleared the corpses by now.
Okay, yes, I was going to say,
Yeah, fair.
whilst you're on the ship, Morgan would have kind of said to you, do we get rid of the humans? I don't really like them. And he would have, been shoving them off into the depths of a watery grave, unless you were stopping him.
I mean, is, can we go? Can we go to shore, not near the city,
Yeah.
and then just bury the bodies?
Okay. Yeah, you guys can do that. You can do that whilst this conversation is going on. Hell's Gate does not have a lower deck. It just has one deck, top deck. So you shove all of Ingvar's stuff on the top deck.
Yep, gonna make it arranged like it's a full cabin, except it's just open air.
Okay. Before Ingvar arrives, some of his cohorts arrive. 3 people that he's taking with him. They arrive in front of the Hell's Gate. And the demise.
I bunk them nicely on the demise, sharing a cabin, but a reasonable sized one, like no worse than the crew would have.
Well, they get there, they head into their rooms, and then Ingvar arrives, and he starts walking up onto your ship.
All right. Majesty, there is small concern.
What?
Elven ships are notorious for speed and swiftness. They are not known for being mountains on water. Therefore, I'm afraid that the only possible solution that we have for your magnificent things is a trip upon the newly acquired Hell's Gate, previously of demon possession. And as such, you will be al fresco, as it were, for the journey.
Now, as you mentioned the Hell's Gate, he looks over, looks at Janus with his demon mask, and looks at Morglin stood next to him, and then looks at his stuff. And he turns back to you. I'll be travelling alone. My friends, not my friends, sorry, my cohorts, they're not coming with me. Get them off the ship.
They are perfectly able to be bunked upon the demise, should you wish them in Alerians.
No, I don't. Get them off. Lead me to them, in fact.
I'm sorry, you want me to what?
Lead me to them.
Upon the Hell's Gate?
Were they not on your ship?
Lead. I apologize. The sea air interferes with the ears.
Ah, right.
And
as a seafarer,
yeah.
I would not have expected that of you.
Well, this far south the winds are somewhat more wicked. I prefer the west coast. It's much more climate.
Dwarven air is not for you people. Are you leading him towards his cohorts?
Yeah, I'm leading him down and push open the cabin door where they might be. I don't know if they've wandered off through the rest of the ship.
Yes. And as he opens the door, Ingvar, you guys are not coming with us. Leave. This is my room now. He turns to you. I'll be sleeping here. Get some of your men to push these beds together.
Very well, Your Majesty. I shall make hammocks as pushed together as possible. We shall have them sewn.
Lovely. Are we setting sail now?
I believe that is the case, as long as your men can back to shore. There will be a small boat, I'm sure, or else not be a problem.
My men are not coming with me. I'll be alone.
Very well.
He settles down in one of the rickety wooden stools that's in your cabin. And
all right.
You get ready to set sail.
We do.
And there's one thing that I forgot to play. Last time you sailed in Avilios' ship, I got to play a little lovely jig that Hal has made for us. I don't know if you're comfortable with me playing it now, but I forgot to last time and I was really upset about it. So, as you guys sail off into the dark of night, the Hell's Gate, presumably following along behind you, your crew start up a sea shanty. It's a sea shanty that was written by Beleric, but your crew have adopted it as one of their favourite ones. And it goes something like this. Oh, no, it doesn't. Why is that played twice?
And there's danger in the air. You wouldn't want to meet a man with such panache and flair. He haunts the seas, you'd best beware that scoundrel's lurking there. The indomitable, the inevitable, the incredible chemical Vel. His coat's alive with powders, pastes, and oils to aid his might. His blade can eat through metal, and his smile can win a fight. But cross his path in dry new clothes, and he'll set your heart alight. The indomitable, the inevitable, the incredible chemical Vel. His ship is a true beauty, and no vessel is her match, as she races through the waters and boasts a fresh new catch. But demons give the best they've got, but she hardly bears a scratch. The indomitable, the inevitable, the incredible chemical Vel. But the legends, they have dried up, old tinder for my tales. His fire is but a flicker, and the masts have lowered sails. But it flickers all it takes, and our fire he will prevail. The indomitable, the inevitable, unconquerable, the inestimable, inexorable and irresistible, the incredible chemical Vel.
There we
That
go.
was sick.
It was incredible. I love it. And that, my friends, is the end of today's session. Thank you very much who came and watched, which I don't think was anybody, but alas, it was
It's the
fun
outro
anyway.
music.
They missed it.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are missing out. It was incredible. And we'll see you all next week, I think.
I think that's the plan.